Good morning, yogis. Aloha kako. This is Carla from Kalaheo Yoga, welcoming you to today's Yin Yoga session. We are going to need a couple of blocks, a blanket, a bolster. If you do not have those props at home, you can just use a bunch of beach towels. You can use your cushions from your couch. Any stiff pillows would do. Anything that could support you when needed. So today we are going to start on our knees like this, a bit from the side. We're on our knees. You're going to tuck in your toes. I think some of you know what's coming. And you're going to sit on those toes, well, on those heels, and stretch those toes. You can stay here for a bit. So I know this could hurt some of you, especially those who wear closed-toe shoes or walk around a lot, especially at work or if you're standing a lot, but your feet will be happy. So while we're in this pose, if at some point you feel like I can't hold it anymore, you can just come off your heels and then come back down again once you're ready. So we're to stay here for a bit more and just breathe here. Stretching those toes. Back up on your knees, untuck those toes, and then come back down. From here, you can come down into your regular child's pose, or if you'd like, you can do a wide knee child's pose. Wide knee child's pose looks like this. You have your toes touching under you, and your knees are as wide as your mat, wider if you can, and then you're just going to fold over forward, trying to bring your hips close to your knees. So from the side it looks like this. And don't feel bad if your hips don't touch your heels. Mine still don't. And I've been practicing for quite a while. It just means my body's not that open yet. Don't worry, hands straight in front. Forehead towards the mat, if you can. You can always put a blanket, block, or bolster under your forehead to support your head. And just rest here. And breathe. Slowly going to lift your head, prop your body up. I'm going to turn, you stay where you are. So, you're going to come up, and then you're going to kind of crawl forward. We're going to come into our Sphinx. So now I have legs straight behind me. Okay. Get on your belly, legs straight behind you. Elbows are under your shoulders, palms flat on the mat. Now, if this gets uncomfortable, you can always do this with your hands. You kind of teepee them. You can do this. This is fine. Kind of roll your shoulders back if you can. This is a gentle back bend. It does not have to be an active Sphinx. Okay? So everything relaxed. The only muscle exertion should come from your arms, if any. But we're just here to loosen up. You can wiggle your hips like what I'm doing, moving them from side to side. Loosen them up because our glutes tend to scrunch up a bit and try to push our bodies up. You just want to stay here, just like this. Now, if you feel you need more of a stretch, you can come into seal. Seal is when you have your hands close to your bust line. So it's like this, and your fingers are pointing out, and you press yourself up. This is seal. So it looks like cobra. If you can see, my fingers are pointing out to the side. So that's an option for you. Only if you feel like you want this longer back stretch. Otherwise, you can just stay here in seal. And this pose stimulates our lung, heart, kidney, and intestine meridians. Oh, it's warm. From here, we're going to come into a half front. So what does that look like? I'll show you first. I'm going to bring my right leg out to the side so my right knee is bent at about 90-degree angle. Huh? If this gets uncomfortable, you have really tight hips, you can bring it down a bit more. So, stay here. If you want more of a stretch in the groin area, you can get bolster, block, blanket, any of your props to hold that leg up. So it's going to be right under your knee. What happens to your torso? You're going to come down the mat, all the way down. So my arms are just goal posted like this. You can have them straight out to the side if you'd like. Left cheek on the mat. You're kind of facing the right knee. So just rest here for a bit. This is a very gentle hip opener. It's going to prepare us for a slightly more difficult pose next. We're going to change sides, but don't just move. Slowly straighten the right leg. So you have both legs behind you, you can lift your head. Then you can set up for the left side. So I'm going to get my other block. I'm going to put that on my left side where my left knee is going to rest. If you can see it. So here's my left knee. So my left leg is about a 90-degree angle. Coming down to the mat, right cheek on the mat. So we're now facing the bent left leg. Move the props a bit. Okay. that left leg. So you now have both legs straight behind you. Let me just move my props. You're going to get your arms with them in front of you. Just cross them in front of you. You're going to come into crocodile. Just rest your forehead on your forearms or the back of your wrists. This will be super short. We just want to help the hips readjust. And from here, we're going to come into a slightly more difficult hip opener. So I'd like to bring us all into a sleeping swan, or it's also known as a half pigeon. So the way I like to do it, I'll show you, is to come into a downward facing dog first. So you don't have to do what I'm doing, you can do something else. I like to do this first, only because it's easier for me to lift that right leg and bring my right knee towards my right hand. Have that right heel goes to my left hip. I just find this easier. So what does this look like from the side? Like that. So that's one option. And then if you can come all the way down to your mat. You can even rest in blocks if you'd like. You can even put a block under that right hip to support it. For those of you who would find this too difficult, you can also do this instead. And I'm going to have my head towards you. You can come into a figure 4. So figure 4, we're doing right leg, right? So feet on the mat, knees pointing up, get that right heel to go on your left knee. And for some of us, this is it. This is all the stretch we're ready to do. And you can just push this a bit and you'll feel something here on your right hip. Something like it's stretching. Or, and I've seen some of you do this. I think I saw Anne join us. I noticed she pulls that left leg in. Hands can go here, around the left thigh. Some students are a little more flexible, those hands go on the left knee. I can just go this far. So, pulling that in, so you can see my left foot is lifted. You can do this instead of the sleeping swan. So, options for you. I think some of you might even want to do a fire log. I trust you know your bodies well. So, come into the hip opener that's more comfortable for you. It's easy for you to get into. I'm going to come into this sleeping swan or half pigeon. And I'll be here for a bit. If you're in sleeping swan, your head is down, so you're going to press yourself up. We're going to change sides. So for those of you who are in reclining pigeon or figure 4 or a fire log, we're switching sides. So for those in sleeping swan, you can just tuck in the left toe, those left toes. Slowly come back to your downward facing dog. Stretch that out a bit. Lift the left leg. Bring your left knee towards your left wrist. Left ankle comes towards your right hip. And if you need support under the left hip, block, blanket, bolster, you can do that. So Just to help you. I'm going to come down. You don't have to. You can just stay up where you are, or yes, you can come down to the mat as well. Stay here for a bit. Slowly going to come up. If you were sleeping swan like I was, come back to your downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Come down on your knees. And come into a comfortable seat. For those of you who did a different pose, we're just coming back to a seat. You can join us here. The next pose we're going to do is a butterfly. So the butterfly would look like this. You have the soles of your feet facing each other. Your knees are out to the side. So you have this diamond shape in front of you. And you can support your knees with blocks, blankets, bolsters. Very important if you have very tight hips or if you have weak or injured knees. So some of us can just stay like this. If you have sciatica, which I do, but it's not as bothersome anymore. But if you have sciatica or any disc displacements, it might be better if you do the similar pose but lying down. So that lying down would look like this. Alright, that's going to be easier for you. But those of us who are doing it sitting up, Yogi's choice. See how your body feels. What's we're doing? Sitting up. So your feet don't have to be like all the way in or all the way out. Whatever is most comfortable for you. Okay? Roll your shoulders back. Inhale. And slowly fold over forward from your hips as far as is comfortable. Some of us can't go very far. I'm just like this. So what happens to your hands? They can be on the mat. You can hold your feet. You can get a bolster, put it in front of you. You can rest over that bolster. Anything to make you comfortable while you're in the pose. More than the feeling of getting a stretch in the groin, it's also very important to feel a bit of a stretch here in your back and in your hips. Okay? Because this is a forward fold in a way. And then you just want to rest your head or let your neck hang. So this also stimulates your lungs, your heart, kidney and intestine meridians. Meridians are energy lines that run in different parts of your body. Some of them run parallel to blood vessels. Others run the same length as the lymphatic system. So in Indian culture, these meridians carry prana. Prana is energy. But in Chinese medicine, the same thing is called qi, our life force. So in yin yoga, we hold these poses to give the body enough time to redistribute energy, to open up pathways, and to open up the fascia, giving more space throughout our joints and tissues. That's why it's important to be comfortable. the ultimate goal is actually to sit comfortably in meditation. So for those of you who are in a seated butterfly pose, slowly going to press yourself up. You can roll your shoulders a bit. If you feel like it, you can have your hands behind you. Place your feet on the mat, knees pointing up, and then you can windshield wiper them. Those of you who are lying down, so you're in your reclined butterfly, just straighten out your legs. So for those of us who are sitting up, we're going to slowly come down to the mat and lie down. So everybody lying down? Alright, so we're going to come into one of my favorite poses. It is the banana pose. Wonderful pose for opening up the side body and encouraging circulation. So, feet about as wide as the mat. Alright? Bring your right foot as close to your left foot as possible. Okay? You can cross your right ankle over the left, or if you want more stability, do it the other way, crossing the left ankle over your right. What happens to your hands? Just bring them behind your head, right? And then you're slowly going to tip your torso, elbows towards the left side. So now you're the shape of a beautiful banana. Opening up the right side of the body. This is a good stretch for your organs. Very good for circulation. Also very comfortable. To change sides, you're slowly going to bring your torso back to center first. So torso, so your head, your arms, your upper body goes back to center. Then you can uncross your feet and slowly move everything over to the right side. So your feet move towards the right, your legs move towards the right. Cross your ankles if you like. Then you bring your torso to bend towards the right side. So right elbow pointing towards your feet. So now I'm opening up the left side of the body. Slowly bring your torso back to center. Then you can uncross your ankles and slowly bring your feet, your legs back to center as well. Release your arms, bring them out to the side. You can let your feet pop out to the side as well. You stay there. I am going to move so I can show you what we're doing next. So I'm going to do very slowly. This is life with spinal issues. Always moving slowly. Okay, so from here, we will come into our Apasana, or our wind releasing pose. In other words, knees towards your chest. So bending those knees, putting your hands over them and pulling them towards your chest. You can roll from side to side if you like. It's a nice massage on your lower back. And then if you can come into your happy baby pose. So slowly lifting the feet, your hands up. You can grab the inner arches or the outer arches of your feet. If you can't reach your feet, because not all of us are that open, you can just hold on to your ankles or your shins, and then your feet will come wide. But if you can reach your feet, try to pull your knees towards your armpits. So this really opens up the lower back and the hips. And slowly release your feet. Your feet down to the mat. Keep the right knee bent. Straighten that left leg. Left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. So you lift it a bit. Okay? Right arm is straight out here. We're going to come into a twist. So we're slowly going to guide that right knee towards the left. Trying to keep your shoulders on the mat. It doesn't always work, but just where it's comfortable. You just stay here. So as you can see, my left knee doesn't even reach the floor. It's just out here, and that's fine. So then you might think, oh, it gets a little uncomfortable. You can get your bolster. Ta-da! Put it along that straight left leg, and you can rest your right foot there. Slowly going to come back to center. So right knee is bent. You're going to slowly bring the left knee up to meet it. So both knees are bent. You're pulling your knees towards your chest. And then slowly straighten that right leg. Right hand goes on the outside of the left leg or left knee. And guide it towards the right as you twist towards the right. So you could bring that bolster, blanket, block, pillows, your right side, and rest your foot there. Slowly bring the left foot back to center. Bring both knees towards your chest, hug them in again, and then slowly straighten out both legs. You're now in your Shavasana. If you do have a bolster, you can put that bolster under your thighs or your knees. Rest here. So that is today's short and sweet Yin Yoga session. So how long should you stay here in Shavasana? Maybe give yourself 5 minutes. And then when you come out, always roll towards your right when you press yourself up. Don't just get up. So you stay where you are. I'm going to kind of crawl towards the phone here. There you go. Well, there are quite a bit of you joining us today. Yay! Hello! So I hope that helped you today. And I will see you again on Tuesday for another Yin Yoga session here. It might be a yin-yang kind of thing again, so where we move a bit before we get into the Yin Yoga poses. Oh, thank you, Anne. Thank you for joining. But yeah, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay at home. Stay safe. Everyone be good. Drink lots of water. You're going to need it. And I'll see you again on Tuesday. Namaste.